My child, it's good that you have opened this message. Otherwise, you would have missed a huge sign about your life. One meant to save you from an upcoming shaking in your life. Do not fear this shaking, for it is not sent to destroy you, but to call you closer, to pull you from paths that drain your strength, dim your light, and clutter your spirit with the weight of things that were never meant for you. I speak now not to frighten you, but to awaken the part of you that has been whispering for far longer than you admit. The part that has felt misaligned, restless, aware that something greater has been stirring beneath the surface of your days. You have felt the tremors already, haven't you? The subtle unease, the quiet sense that the way things were cannot remain the way things will be. These are not coincidences or random moments. They are the gentle touches I placed upon your life so you would know that you are approaching a turning point. I have watched every struggle hidden behind your smile, every unanswered question you tucked away in the corners of your mind, every moment you felt alone in a room full of people. I have seen how you tried to be strong for everyone else while neglecting the needs of your own soul. This shaking that approaches is not punishment. It is protection. It is correction. It is redirection. It is the breaking of a shell that can no longer contain the person you are becoming. You have prayed for clarity, for guidance, for a sign. And though you may not always recognize the answers when they arrive, your heart is receptive. You are more sensitive than you admit. You feel shifts before they form, and that sensitivity is not a burden but a gift, one that will guide you into the next season if you allow it. The change you face will challenge parts of you that have grown comfortable in the familiar, even when the familiar has been painful. You have carried attachments out of habit, not love. You have remained in places because you feared stepping into the unknown. You have tried to convince yourself that certain situations would improve if you only held on a little longer, tried a little harder, forgave a little more. But I have not designed your destiny to be dependent on cycles that keep you small, unseen, or unheard. The shaking is meant to loosen your grip on what has already fulfilled its purpose. There are people in your life who cannot accompany you into the next chapter, not because they are evil, but because their part in your story has reached completion. You have outgrown some dynamics, some expectations, some versions of yourself that were shaped to survive rather than flourish. You may feel guilt at the thought of letting go, but know this: you cannot stay in a place that diminishes you and still walk into the fullness I have been preparing. Some will misunderstand your evolution, but that is not your burden to carry. Trust that I will bring those who are aligned with the next phase of your calling. Your path is changing not because you failed, but because you succeeded. You learned the lessons those chapters were meant to teach you. You built resilience in seasons where you felt fragile. You discovered your capacity for love even after being wounded. You found truth in moments when lies tempted your mind. You grew in silence, and even when you felt stagnant, roots were being strengthened beneath the surface. My child, listen closely. You are not behind. You are not late. You have not wasted time. Everything you have walked through has shaped the wisdom you now carry. The shaking is merely the signal that harvest is near. Harvest of strength, harvest of strength, harvest of clarity, harvest of purpose. But growth cannot occur without movement, and movement often feels like disruption to the one experiencing it. You will soon understand why certain doors remained closed no matter how hard you knocked. You will see why some relationships drifted without a dramatic ending. You will see why your spirit felt unsettled in places where others were content. I have been guiding you away from what seemed good so I could bring you into what is meant. You have asked for peace, and I am bringing it. But peace does not arrive by decorating chaos. It arrives by removing what causes it. Do not cling to what I am loosening. Do not fight to preserve what is shifting away. Trust the nudges, the instincts, the sudden clarity that seems to arrive at inconvenient times. That is me clearing the fog from your eyes. You will not walk through this shaking alone. Even in the moments where you feel I am silent, I am closer than your breath. I am watching the steps you take and the steps you hesitate to take. I am strengthening you in ways you will not recognize until later, when you look back and realize how far you have come. I am already in your future preparing connections, opportunities, and revelations that will align precisely when you are ready. There will come a moment soon where something inside you clicks. It may be during an unexpected conversation, a quiet night, or a simple moment that feels strangely significant. In that moment, you will feel a release, not forced, not dramatic, but natural and undeniable. You will realize that what you once feared losing is no longer something you need to cling to. You will feel lighter, clearer, more present. This is the beginning of the new chapter I have been guiding you toward. You will experience restoration in areas where you have only known disappointment. You will be surprised by how quickly things fall into place after years of feeling stuck. But first, the ground must shift. The shaking is not the end. It is the clearing of what stands in the way of your rise. Some of the pain you carry does not belong to you. You have absorbed the emotions of others because of your compassionate heart. You have tried to fix situations that were never your responsibility to begin with. I am reclaiming the weight from your shoulders. I am teaching you the difference between carrying someone in love and carrying what is theirs to restore. Let others walk their own paths. You are not responsible for every heart that crosses your own. Your compassion is a gift, not a chain. There is a strength within you that is about to awaken. It has been dormant not because you lacked courage, but because the time had not yet arrived. You have been in a preparation season, even when you felt unprepared. You have been learning lessons that will soon unfold into purpose. Nothing has been wasted. Not the tears, not the confusion, not the delays. Everything has been weaving into the design of something far greater than the life you once imagined for yourself. Do not fear being misunderstood as you grow. Not everyone will see the reasons behind your choices, but I do. Not everyone will understand the depth of your heart, but I do. Not everyone will know the battles you fought in silence, but I carried you through each one. You have nothing to prove to anyone. Walk forward with quiet confidence. There will be new connections entering your life. People who speak to the part of you that is awakening, not the part that struggled. These connections will feel effortless, familiar, almost as if you had known them long before you met. They will bring understanding, inspiration, and support. They will recognize your growth. They will not shrink from your light. They are part of the new season I am bringing you into. Your intuition will sharpen in the coming months. You will sense truth more quickly, and your discernment will protect you from repeating old patterns. The confusion that once clouded your judgment will fade. You will make decisions with clarity rather than fear. You will trust yourself more, because you will finally understand how deeply I have been guiding you all along. There will be moments where you question whether you are strong enough for what lies ahead. When those doubts arise, remember this: you are not strong because nothing breaks you. You are strong because nothing keeps you broken. You rise even when your heart is heavy. You move forward even when you are uncertain. You continue even when the path is dark. This resilience is not accidental. It is evidence of the light I placed within you. Do not underestimate the power of small steps. Some of the greatest transformations begin quietly. The shift in your mindset, the boundary you set, the truth you finally acknowledge, the forgiveness you extend to yourself. These moments are seeds that will bloom into a reality more aligned with your purpose. I have seen how much you have endured. I have seen your attempts to stay hopeful even when your circumstances drained you. I have seen your private frustrations, your internal battles, your longing for something more meaningful. That longing is not a flaw. It is the compass of your soul pointing you toward the life you were always meant to live. You will not be abandoned in this transition. You will be guided, supported, and uplifted. Even when the path feels unfamiliar, trust that I am ahead of you, clearing the way. I do not lead you into uncertainty. I lead you into alignment. The shaking will bring truth to the surface. It will reveal what has been hidden, both within you and around you. Some truths will bring relief. Others may bring discomfort. But all will bring freedom. For too long you have carried the weight of unspoken truths and suppressed emotions. I am calling these things into the light so you can finally release what drains you and embrace what strengthens you. A new level of peace is coming, one that does not depend on circumstances or approval from others. This peace will not be temporary or fragile. It will be rooted deeply within you, grounded in trust, grounded in clarity, grounded in the understanding that you are walking a path guided by something far greater than your fears. My child, listen closely as I continue to speak, for what I share with you now is not only about the shaking approaching your own life, but about the pattern I have established throughout generations. The signs I give you are not new. The warnings, the redirections, the gentle urgings of the heart, these have always been how I draw my children toward what they cannot yet see. The same hand that guided those before you guides you now, and the same voice that whispered into the spirits of my servants whispers into yours. I do not change, but the seasons I bring forth change those who walk through them. You are entering such a season, and to help you understand its purpose, I will remind you of 2 moments in the ancient story of my people, moments when a shaking, though feared at first glance, became the doorway to healing, guidance, and transformation. The first is the shaking that touched the life of Abram before he became Abraham. He lived comfortably among his relatives, surrounded by all he knew, rooted in a land that seemed familiar, secure, predictable. Yet within him I stirred a quiet restlessness, a subtle longing he could not define. He felt the nudge before he heard the call, and when the moment came, I spoke not with explanations, not with detailed instructions, but with a simple command that seemed unreasonable to his understanding. Go from your country, your people, and your father's household to the land I will show you. I did not reveal the full plan. I did not unveil the destination. I simply asked him to trust me enough to take the first step. That command was a shaking, a disruption of everything he believed stable. Yet through that shaking I began a lineage, a covenant, a promise. Through that moment of uncertainty I unlocked a destiny he could not have reached by remaining in the comfort of the familiar. My child, the shaking that approaches your life is similar. It may call you to step away from something that has been part of you for years, an environment, a pattern, a mindset, a relationship, a way of living that no longer aligns with the future I am leading you into. You may not receive every answer at once. You may not see the destination clearly, but I am guiding you with the same intentionality with which I guided Abraham. I do not shake what is stable unless something greater is being prepared. Even if you feel uncertain, remember that Abraham stepped into the unknown with nothing but trust, and that trust became the foundation of an entire nation. Allow your trust in me to become the foundation of your next chapter. Another instance is found in the life of Jonah, whose shaking came not through gentle nudges but through a dramatic confrontation with his own fear and reluctance. When I called him to go to Nineveh, he did not want to obey. He ran from the very path that was designed to bring redemption, not only to others but also to himself. And because he ran, because he hid, because he resisted the direction of his spirit, the sea around him responded. The storm was not meant to destroy him but to turn him back toward the purpose he had abandoned. Even in the belly of the great fish, where silence surrounded him and darkness pressed against him, I was not punishing him. I was rescuing him from his own flight, preserving him from consequences he did not foresee, and giving him space to reflect, to realign, to listen. And when he emerged, he was not the same man who ran. He walked with greater clarity, deeper humility, and renewed purpose. This, too, mirrors the shaking you are approaching. Some storms are not sent to sink you, but to redirect you. Some interruptions are not meant to delay you, but to protect you from choices that would have taken you further from your true path. When you feel something closing abruptly, when something ends unexpectedly, when a plan collapses that you thought was secure, do not assume chaos. Look instead for the redirection. Jonah thought he was losing his life in the storm, but in truth he was being guided back to the very place where his life would find meaning. If something is being disrupted in your world, it may be because your spirit is outgrowing the place where your body remains. Trust that I know how to bring you back to alignment, even when the path feels confusing. Now, my child, let me speak more directly to your heart, because the shaking you sense is connected to both patterns, the leaving of Abraham and the redirection of Jonah. There are moments where you have already felt my pull, the quiet urging to move forward, to release something, to shift your focus. But alongside that, there have also been times where you have resisted the truth you heard within, avoiding decisions that demanded courage, postponing changes that required trust, clinging to what felt safe even when it drained your spirit. Understand this. I do not fault you for your hesitation. I do not condemn you for your fear. You are human, and fear often disguises itself as caution. But the time is approaching when the weight of staying where you are will become heavier than the fear of moving forward. When that moment comes, you will know it is me calling. The shaking will not come to break your life apart. It will come to break your attachment to what limits you. Like Abraham, you will be invited to walk towards something greater, even without seeing the full picture. And like Jonah, you may be pulled away from choices made in fear, redirected toward alignment with your deeper truth. In this way, you will not be left wandering nor left sinking. You will be guided in a way that only hindsight can fully explain. Do not measure what is coming by what you have lost before. Sometimes you associate change with pain because past endings hurt you. But this change will not be like those. This change will lift you rather than drain you. It will clarify rather than confuse. It will strengthen you rather than break you. Even if the first moments feel unsettling, the peace that follows will confirm that it was necessary. My child, you have been praying for answers, for direction, for clarity, for certainty. You have looked at your life and asked me silently, repeatedly, what should I do? Where should I go? What is my purpose? Why does something feel incomplete? These questions have not gone unheard. They have not been ignored. They have been shaping the path ahead of you. When you pray for clarity, I do not rearrange only your circumstances, I rearrange you. I strengthen the parts of you that will walk the path you seek. I soften the parts that resist growth. I expose illusions that cloud your perspective. I bring truth to the surface so you can make decisions rooted in wisdom rather than fear. The shaking you are approaching is not the answer to your prayers. It is the preparation for the answer. You have asked for purpose. I am removing what distracts you from your calling. You have asked for peace. I am loosening what disturbs your spirit. You have asked for direction. I am closing paths that would lead you away from destiny. You have asked for strength. I am requiring you to stand in ways you once avoided. You have asked for healing. I am bringing buried wounds to the surface so they can finally be released. You have asked for breakthrough. I am shaking what blocks it. Do not confuse disruption with abandonment. When the ground shifts beneath your feet, you may assume you are losing control. But you are not meant to control this part of your journey. You are meant to trust it. If you only walked on stable ground, you would never learn how to rise. If you only lived in environments that praised your comfort, you would never discover your potential. Growth requires movement, and movement requires change, and change often feels like shaking. But everything that shakes does not fall. Some things shake because they are being strengthened. Understand that the two biblical patterns I have shown you, Abraham's call into the unknown and Jonah's redirection through a storm, are not about punishment or recklessness. They are about transformation. Abraham learned that trust opens doors human understanding cannot access. Jonah learned that running from purpose leads only to exhaustion, while surrender leads to fulfillment. You will learn your own lesson through the shaking that approaches, not a lesson of survival, but a lesson of identity. You will see who you are when the familiar is removed. You will feel the strength of your spirit when fear tries to silence it. You will discover your direction not by analyzing every detail, but by stepping where peace guides you. You will find that the shaking reveals what has always been inside you: resilience, intuition, courage, clarity, and a connection to me that nothing can sever. There will be moments where you look at your circumstances and question why certain things are falling apart. You will wonder why some relationships weaken, why certain opportunities fade, why familiar patterns no longer satisfy you. When these moments arise, do not reach for what is leaving. Ask instead, what is this making room for? Everything I remove with intention. Everything I close with protection. Everything I shift with alignment. You are approaching a time when the things that once distracted you will lose their appeal. The voices that once influenced you will lose their authority. The habits that once controlled you will lose their grip. The desires that once led you astray will lose their pull. This is not loss, it is purification. It is the clearing of your inner landscape so purpose can take root. My child, do not fear the unknown. The unknown is where I write the most remarkable chapters of your life. Abraham discovered his purpose there. Jonah discovered his transformation there, and you will discover your alignment there. The unknown is not a void, it is a canvas. It is where your faith paints the shape of your destiny. It is where I walk with you more closely than you realize because uncertainty forces you to listen more deeply. And in listening, you will hear me more clearly. You may feel unprepared for what is coming, but preparation is not always visible. You have been prepared through every experience you thought was meaningless, through every heartbreak that softened your heart, through every disappointment that humbled your expectations, through every delay that strengthened your patience, through every moment of doubt that forced you to seek clarity, through every quiet night when you whispered prayers no one heard but me. These moments were not random, they were shaping your spirit to carry what is coming. As the shaking unfolds, remember this: I do not reveal new seasons to those who cling to old ones. I reveal them to those whose spirits are willing to grow. You have shown willingness even in your fear. You have shown longing even in your hesitation. You have shown faith even in your confusion. And because of that, you are ready, even if you do not feel ready. There will be a time soon when the pieces begin to come together. A revelation, a realization, a moment of insight will arrive unexpectedly, and you will say within yourself, "This is why things happened the way they did." The confusion will fade. The purpose will surface. The peace will settle. And you will step forward without the weight you once carried. I have walked with you even in the moments you doubted my presence. I have protected you even in the moments you felt vulnerable. I have carried you even in the moments when you believed you were alone. If you could see every moment where my hand shielded you from harm, redirected you from danger, or comforted you in sorrow, you would never doubt my love again. Trust this, my child. The shaking will not break you. It will break what confines you. It will not end your life. It will begin your transformation. It will not punish you. It will prepare you. It will not strip you. It will set you free. Walk with courage, for what is coming is not destruction. It is alignment. It is awakening. It is the next chapter of your becoming. And when you rise from this shaking, and you will rise, you will understand that every step was guided, every moment was purposeful, every disruption was necessary, and every whisper in your spirit was me leading you home to yourself. Walk forward, my child. I am with you. My child, listen closely. For your age is increasing day by day, and it is becoming the reason of your worry. In your subconscious mind,